That shit was gone. I'm like, oh my god, Dad. Hey you guys, it's Channon Rose, and in today's video I'm going to be telling something very hilarious that happened on one of my family vacations. So my family and I had taken a cruise to the Bahamas. We had decided to go snorkeling, like my dad and I had decided to go snorkeling. We're out snorkeling and we're having a lot of fun, and all of a sudden my dad comes up above the water and he takes, you know how like when you're snorkeling you have like the goggles and then you have that little thing that comes down and you like bite into it, and then when you come up and you want to like talk to somebody you like take the mouthpiece part out. Well, my dad, all happy and excited and having like a grand old time, like swimming around, snorkeling, looking at all the fish, and all of a sudden he comes up out of the water. He wanted to like say something to me. I think he wanted to like tell me about the fish or whatever. So he takes out his mouthpiece and he's got this huge smile on his face. And he's like, did you see that fish down there? And he's smiling, and I'm like looking at him and I'm like, oh my god, Dad, where's your tooth? You guys, and he's like, what? And I was like, Dad, where's your tooth? And he's laughing and he has a smile on his face and he's just looking at me like, what is she talking about? And I am dying. You guys, I'm fucking crying, laughing so hard right now that it's so hard for me to tell him what I'm laughing at. And I'm at the same time trying not to drown because we're like in the water, you know, like we're like in the ocean. And this is like when I was younger, you guys. So I'm like sitting here laughing hysterically, trying not to drown. And my dad just still has this huge grin on his face. And you guys, okay, so let me just try to explain this to you. His front tooth right here, it wasn't there anymore. It was fucking, that shit was gone. My dad didn't have a fucking front tooth, and I'm like dying laughing because even though it's like so fucked up, I can't help but to like laugh. And he's still trying to figure out what I'm saying, and I am laughing so hard trying to tell him that his fucking tooth is just like totally missing out of his mouth right now. And he still has no idea what's going on. No joke, you guys. After like 60 seconds, I finally am like, Dad, your tooth is gone. And he's like, are you joking? He's like, you're just messing around or whatever. He's like, stop joking around. And I'm like, I'm not joking, Dad. There's like a hole in your mouth where your tooth is supposed to be. Okay, so my dad had been in a motorcycle accident when he was a lot younger, and he knocked out his front tooth. And so what they do, it's like a little stub, and then they put like a veneer on it or whatever. Well, I don't know what happened when he was snorkeling. He must have bit too hard on the thing, and then like somehow his veneer like disappeared in the ocean. My poor dad is realizing that I'm not joking and goes to put his finger like where his tooth is and realizes that it's not there. And my dad, I wish that you guys could have seen his face. It was like pure fucking terror. And like he was freaking out and he was just like, oh my god, my tooth is gone. And you guys, this is on a big family vacation. We're in the Bahamas, we're taking tons of pictures, and my poor dad finds out that his fucking tooth is gone in the middle of the Bahamas. It's not like you can go to the dentist and get that shit fixed, you know? So my poor dad is like freaking out and he's like, you gotta help me find my tooth. And I was like, what? He's like, we gotta find my tooth. And I was like, Dad, you're never gonna find your tooth in the ocean. He was like determined. So I'm not even joking, the whole rest of the day, my poor dad was in the ocean searching for his tooth, thinking that he was gonna find it and like somehow put it temporarily back up there for the rest of the trip, you know? He searched far and wide, like that whole area for the rest of the day until it started getting dark, and realized like he wasn't gonna find his poor tooth. And so he ended up like getting back on the ship, and it was so sad because everybody was making fun of him, like cracking jokes and stuff, because it was so it was so funny. I felt so bad for him, like after like that, but the trip wasn't over. We still had like half the trip left to go after he lost his tooth. And it's like the front tooth too. This was like not like one back here or on the side. It was like his front fucking tooth of all teeth, right? So when we were like ordering dinner, ordering drinks, he's like talking like this and he's covering his mouth because he doesn't want anyone to see that like he didn't have a tooth like right there. And so he's like, yeah. And then like people on cruises, like they're always trying to take your pictures and stuff. And so he would take a picture and he would like smile like this because he didn't want to show his poor teeth. We tried that whole trip to get a picture of my dad smiling with no tooth, but he would not let us do it. I wish that we could have had a picture because it was so funny. That is probably one of the funniest memories I have from like one of our family trips, and it was just something I'll never forget. And it doesn't matter how many times I tell that story, I will always laugh hysterically because that shit was fucking hilarious. I don't care what anybody says. So when we got back from our trip, my dad ended up fixing his tooth, and obviously his teeth are fine now, but I just thought that that was so funny and had to tell that story because it's just a great story and I wanted to share it with you. So do you guys have any crazy things that happened on one of your family trips that's like really funny? If so, leave it down below. I'd love to hear it. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. I'm sending you all my love and all my positive energy, and I hope to see you in my next video. Yeah.